Welcome to Hold Space Theater Collective's production of William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. The show runs about 2 hours, and there will be a 10-minute intermission after Act 3, Scene 2. And without further ado, please enjoy the show.
If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it, that, surfeiting, the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had a dying fall. Oh, it came o'er my ear like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Enough! No more! 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. Oh, spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that, notwithstanding thy capacity, receiveth as the sea, not enters there, of what validity and pitch soe'er, but falls into abatement and low price, even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy, that it alone is high fantastical.
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What, Curio?
The hart?
Why, so I do, the noblest that I have. Oh, when mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence. That instant was I turned into a hart, and my desires like fell and cruel hounds e'er since pursue me. How now? What news from her?
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted, but from her handmaid do return this answer. The element itself, till 7 years' heat, shall not behold her face at ample view. But like a cloistress, she will veiled walk, and water once a day her chamber round with eye-offending brine. All this to season a brother's dead love, which she would keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembrance.
Oh, she that hath a heart of that fine frame, to pay this debt of love but to a brother, how will she love when the rich golden shaft hath killed the flock of all affections else that live in her? When liver, brain, and heart, these sovereign thrones, are all supplied and filled her sweet perfections with one self-king, away before me to sweet beds of flowers. Love thoughts lie rich when canopied with bowers.
What country, friend, is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
And what should I do in Illyria? My brother, he is in Elysium. Perchance he is not drowned. What think you, Captain?
It is perchance that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother. And so perchance may he be?
True, madam, and to comfort you with chance, assure yourself, after our ship did split, when you and those poor numbers saved with you hung on our driving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, bind himself to a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where, like on the dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves, so long as I could see.
For saying so there's gold. Knowst thou this country?
I, madam, well, for I was bred and born not 3 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as in name.
What is his name?
Orsino.
Orsino. I have heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And so is now, or was so very late. For but a month ago I went from hence, and then 'twas fresh in murmur that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count, that died some 12 months since, then leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who shortly also died, for whose dear love, they say, she hath abjured the sight of and company of men.
Oh, that I served that lady, and might not be delivered to the world till I had made mine own occasion mellow what my estate is.
That were hard to compass, because she will admit no kind of suit. No, not the Duke's.
I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously. Conceal me what I am, and be my aid. For such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent, I'll serve this Duke. Thou shalt present me as a eunuch to him. It may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music that will allow me very worth his service. What else may hap to time I will commit, only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his eunuch, and your mute I'll be. When my tongue blabs, then let mine eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
What a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus? Am I sure cares an enemy to life?
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier o' nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exceptions to your ill hours.
Why, let her expect before expected.
Aye, but you must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too. And they be not, let them hang themselves in their own straps.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight that you brought in one night here to be her wooer.
Who, Sir Andrew Aguecheek?
Aye, he's a very fool and a prodigal.
Fie, that you'll say so. He speaks 3-4 languages, word for word, without book, and hath all the good gifts of nature.
He hath indeed, almost natural, for besides that, he's a fool. He's a great quarreler, but that he hath the gift of a coward to allay the gust he hath in quarreling, 'tis thought among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
By this hand, they are scoundrels and subtractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They that add, moreover, he's drunk nightly in your company.
With drinking health to my niece. I'll drink to her as long as there is passage in my throat, and drink in Illyria. What wench? Ah, here comes Sir Andrew Aguecheek.
Sir Toby Belch! How now, Sir Toby Belch?
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Ah, good Mistress Accost, I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good Mistress Mary Accost.
You mistake, knight. Accost is front her, board her, woo her, assail her.
By my troth, I would not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of accost?
Fare you well, gentlemen.
Fair lady, do you think you have fools in hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
Marry, but you shall have, and here's my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free, and I pray you, bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart? What's your metaphor?
It is dry, sir.
But what's your jest?
A dry jest, sir. Now, I let go your hand. I am barren.
Oh, knight, thou lackest a cup of canary. When did I see thee so put down?
Never in your life, I think, unless you see canary put me down. Methinks sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian or an ordinary man has. But I'm a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
And I thought that I'd forswear it. I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen, or if she be, it's 4-1 she'll none of me. The Count himself hard by woos her.
She'll none of the Count. I have heard her swear to it. Tut, there's life in it, man.
Stay a month longer. I'm a fellow with the strangest mind in the world. I delight in masks and revels sometimes altogether.
Art thou good at these kickshaws, knight?
As any man in Illyria whatsoever he be.
What is thy excellence in a galliard, knight?
Faith, I can cut a caper. And I think I have the back jerk simply as strong as any man in Illyria.
Wherefore are these things hid? Where have these gifts occurred before him? Why, dost thou not go to church in a galliard and come home in a caranto? My very walk should be a jig. I would not so much as make water but in a syncopace.
Shall we set about some revels?
What shall we do else?
Ah, woo!
If the Duke continue these favors toward you, Cesario, you are like to be much advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
I thank you. Here comes the Count.
Saw Cesario, ho!
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Stand you a while aloof. Cesario, thou knowst no less but all. I have unclasped to thee the book even of my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her doors, and tell them there thy fixed foot shall grow till thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as it is spoke, she will never admit me.
Be clamorous and leap all civil bounds rather than make unprofited return.
Say I do speak with her, my lord, what then?
Oh, then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well to act my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth than in enuncios of more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it, for they shall yet belie thy happy years that say thou art a man. Diana's lip is not more smooth and rubious. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all is semblative a woman's part. I know thy constellation is right apt for this affair. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live as freely as thy lord to call his fortunes thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. Yet a barful strife, whoe'er I woo myself would be his wife.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or I will not open my lips so wide as a bristle may enter to make thy defense. My lady will hang thee for thy absence.
Let her hang me. He that is well hanged in this world needs to fear no colors.
Make that good.
He shall see none to fear.
A good Lenten answer. Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent, or to be turned away. Is not that as good as a hanging to you?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage, and for turning away, let summer bear it out.
Peace, you rogue. Here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely, you were best.
Wit, and it be thy will, put me into good fooling. Those wits that think they have thee do very oft prove fools, and I that am sure I lack thee may pass for a wise man. For what says Quinapolis? Better a witty fool than a foolish wit? God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Do you not hear, fellow? Take away the lady.
Go to, you're a dry fool. I'll know more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
Now, two faults, Madonna, that drink and good counsel will amend. For give the dry fool drink, then is the fool not dry. Bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mend, he is no longer dishonest. If he cannot, let the botcher mend him. Anything that's mended is but patched. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin. And sin that amends is but patched with virtue. If that this simple syllogism will serve, so. If it will not, what remedy? The lady bade take away the fool. Therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade him take away you.
Miss Prison in the highest degree. I wear not motley in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
I must catechize you for it, Madonna.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I'll bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mourn'st thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
Fool, I know his soul is in heaven.
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn for your brother's soul being in heaven. Take away the fool, gentleman.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity, which doth decay the wise, doth ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity, for the better increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn that I am no fox, but he will not pass his word for twopence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel that your ladyship takes such delights in a barren rascal such as this. Look you now, he's out of his guard already. Unless you laugh and minister occasion to him, he's gagged.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. There is no slander in it allowed, fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a known discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now Mercury endue thee with leasing, for thou speakst well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman, much desires to speak with you.
From the Count Orsino, is it?
I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man.
Who of my people hold him in delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madmen. Fie on him. Go you, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Count, I am sick, or not at home, what you will to dismiss it. Now you see, sir, how your fooling grows old and people dislike it.
Thou hast spoke for us, Madonna, as if thy eldest son should be a fool.
Ugh, by mine honor, half drunk. What is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman.
A gentleman. What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman here. A plague o' these pickle herring. How now, thought?
Good Sir Toby.
Cousin, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery? I defy lechery. There's one at the gate.
Ay, Mary, what is he?
Let him be the devil and he will. I care not. Give me faith, say I. Well, it's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. One draught above heat makes him a fool, the second mads him, and a third drowns him.
He's in the third degree of drink. He's drowned. Go look after him.
He is but mad yet, Madonna, and the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yond young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes on him to understand so much and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have some foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak to you. What is to be said to him, lady? He's fortified against my denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind.
What manner of man?
Very ill manner. He'll speak with you, will you or no.
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, yet nor young enough for a boy. He's very well favored. He speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk were scarce out of him.
Let him approach. Call in my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman! My lady calls.
Come, give me my veil. Throw it over my face. We'll once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honorable lady of the house, which is she?
Speak to me, I shall answer for her. Your will?
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides it that is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to con it.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I have studied, and that question's out of my part.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart. And yet by the very fangs of malice, I swear I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain if you are she, you do usurp yourself.
I heard you were saucy at my gates, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not that time of the moon to make one in so skipping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies
No.
your way.
No, good swabber, I am to hull here a little longer. Some mollification for your giant, sweet lady?
Tell me your mind.
It alone concerns your ear. The rudeness that hath appeared in me I have learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity. To any others, profanation.
Give us the place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
Oh, in his bosom. In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method, in the first of his heart.
Oh, I have read it. It is heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text, but we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir, such a one I was this present. Is it not well done?
Excellently done, if God did all.
'Tis ingrained, sir, 'twill endure wind and weather.
His beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you're the cruelest she alive, if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I would not be so hard-hearted. I will give out divers schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried and every particle and utensil labeled to my will. As item, 2 lips indifferent red, item 2 gray eyes with lids to them, item 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see you what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Oh, such love could be but recompensed though you were crowned the nonpareil of beauty.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame with such a suffering, such a deadly life, in your denial, I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why, what would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon my soul within the house, write loyal cantons of contempt and love, and sing them loud even in the dead of night. Hallow your name to the reverberate hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia. You should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more, unless, perchance, you were to come to me again and tell me how he takes it. Fare you well. I thank you for your pains. Spend this for me.
I am no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love makes his heart of flint that you shall love, and let your further like my master's be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman. Oh, I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, thy actions and spirit do give thee fivefold blazon. Not too fast, soft, soft. Unless the master were the man. How now, even so quickly, one may catch the plague? Methinks I feel this youth's perfections with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What ho, Malvolio!
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the county's man. He left this ring behind him. Would I or not, tell him all none of it. Desire him not flatter his lord, nor hold him up with hopes. I am not for him. If that youth will come again this way tomorrow, I'll give him reason for it. Heine Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I do I know not what, and fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer for my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be, and be this so.
Will you stay no longer? Nor will you not that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore I shall crave of you your leave, that I may bear my evils alone. Or a bad recompense for your love to lay any of them on you.
Let me yet know of you whither you are bound?
No, sooth sir. My determinate voyage is mere extravagancy. But I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty that you will not extort from me what I am willing to keep in. You must know of me, then, Antonio. My name is Sebastian, which I called Rodrigo. My father was that Sebastian of Messaline, whom I know you have heard of. He left behind him myself and a sister, both born in an hour. The heavens had been pleased that we had so ended. But you, sir, altered that, for some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea was my sister drowned.
Alas, the day.
A lady, sir, though it was said she much resembled me, but yet of many accounted beautiful. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She's drowned already, sir, with salt water, though I seem to drown her remembrance again with more.
Pardon me, sir, your bad entertainment.
Oh, good Antonio, forgive me your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, let me be your servant.
If you will not undo what you have done, that is, kill whom you have recovered, desire it not. Very well at once, I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
The gentleness of all the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, else would I very shortly see thee there. But come what may, I do adore thee so. The danger shall seem sport, and I will go.
Were not you even now with the Countess, Olivia?
Even now, sir.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance she'll none of him, and, one thing more, that you be never so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless it be to report your lord's taking of this. Receive it so.
She took the ring of me, I'll none of it.
Come, sir, you did peevishly throw it to her, and her will is it should be returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me, indeed so much that methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak and starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring? Why, he sent her none. I am the man, if it be so as 'tis. Poor lady, sure better love a dream of disguise. I see thou art a wickedness wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms. Alas, our frailty is the cause, not we. For such we are made, such we be. How will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she mistaken seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now alas the day, what thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh, time, thou must untangle this, not I. It's too hard a knot for me to untie.
How now, my hearts?
Welcome! Ah! Now, let's have a catch.
By my troth, the fool has an excellent breast. I had rather than 40 shillings I had such a leg, and so sweet a breath to sing as the fool has. In sooth, thou wast in very gracious fooling last night. 'Twas very good in faith. I sent thee 6 pence for thy layman, hadst it?
I did impeticos thy gratility, for Malvolio's nose is no whipstock, my lady has a white hand, and the myrmidons are no bottle ale houses.
Now, a song!
Come on, there's 6 pence for you. Let's have a song.
There's a testral of me too, if one night give
Now,
a...
would you have a love song or a song of good life?
A love song, a love song.
I care not for good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, staying here. Your true love's coming, that can sing both high and low. Trip no further, pretty sweeting, journey is ending, lovers meeting, every wise man's son doth know, his son doth know.
A mellifluous voice as I am true knight.
A contagious breath.
Very sweet and contagious in faith.
But shall we make the welkin dance indeed? Shall we rouse the night owl in a catch that will draw 3 souls out of one weaver? Shall we do that?
And you love me, let's do it! I am dog at a catch.
Ho, row the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley.
What you do, my drunken sailor? What you do, drunken sailor? What you do, drunken sailor?
Yeah, if my lady has not called up her steward Malvolio and bid him turn you out of doors, never trust me.
Malvolio's a Pegger Ramsay, and in that hole there was a tree, a rare tree, a rattling
Oh,
tree.
beshrew me, the knight's an admirable fooling.
Aye, he does well enough if he be disposed, and so do I too. He does it with a better grace, but I do it more natural.
Oh, the 12th day of December.
For
my
the
true
love
love
of God, peace.
My masters, are you mad or what are you? Have you no wit, manners, nor honesty, but to gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do you make an alehouse of my lady's house? Huh? That you squeak out your coziest catches without any mitigation of voice, nor remorse of voice, no respect for places, nor persons, nor time.
We did keep the time, sir. In our catches. Snick up.
Sir Toby, I must be round with you. My lady, bade me tell you that though she harbors you as her kinsman, she's nothing allied to your disorders. If you can, separate yourself from yourself and your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it please you to take leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell, dear hearts, and I must be begone.
Hey, good Sir Toby.
His eyes do show his days are almost done.
Even so?
But I will never die.
Oh, Sir Toby, there you lie.
There's much credit to you.
Shall I bid him go?
What if you do?
Shall I bid him go and spare not?
Oh, no, 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 you dare not.
Let's do the wine, Mariah.
Mistress Mary, if you prized my lady's favor at anything more than contempt, you would not give means to this uncivil rule. She shall know of it, but by this hand.
Oh, go shake your ears.
'Twere as good a deed as to drink when a man's a hungry, to challenge him in the field, and then to break promise with him and make a fool of him.
Do it tonight. I'll write thee a challenge, or I'll deliver thy indignation to him by word of mouth.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the counts was today with my lady, she is much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not gull him into an A-word and make him a common recreation, do not think I have wit enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possess us, tell us something of him.
Mary, so sometimes he is a kind of Puritan.
Oh, if I thought that, I'd beat him like a dog.
What, for being a Puritan? Thy exquisite reason, dear knight.
I have no exquisite reason for it, but I have reason good enough.
The devil a Puritan that he is, or anything constantly but a time pleaser. An affectioned ass that can't state without book and utters it by great swaths. The best persuaded of himself, so crammed as he thinks with excellencies. That is his grounds of faith, that all that look on him love him, and on that vice, in him I will my revenge find noble cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein by the color of his beard, the shape of his leg, the manner of his gait, the expression of his eye, forehead, and complexion, he shall find himself most unveiled. And then my mistress' hand and mine are so remarkably similar. We do sometimes mistake them for each other.
Excellent. I smell a device.
I have it in my nose too.
He shall think by the letters that thou wilt drop that they come from my niece and that she is in love with him.
Yes, my purpose is indeed a horse of that color.
And your horse now would make him an ass.
Ass, I doubt not.
Oh, 'twill be admirable.
Sport royal, I warrant you. I know my psychic will work with him. I will plant you two, and let the fool make a third, where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For this night to bed, and dream on the event. Farewell.
Good night, Penthesilea.
Before me, she's a good wench.
She's a beagle true bred, and one that adores me. What of that?
I was adored once too.
Let's to bed, knight. Thou hadst need to send more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I am a foul way out.
Send for money, knight. If thou hast her not in the end, call me cut.
If I do not, never trust me. Take it how you will.
Come, come, I'll go burn some sack. 'Tis too late to go to bed now. Come, knight, come, knight.
Play the tune the while. Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love, in the sweet pangs of it, remember me. For such as I am, all true lovers are, unstayed and skittish in all motions else, save in the constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
It gives the very echo to the seat where love is throned.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life upon, young thou art, thine eye hath stayed upon some favor that it loves. Hath it not, boy?
A little by your favor.
What kind of woman is't?
Of your complexion.
She is not worth thee, then. What years, i' faith?
About your years, my lord.
Too old, by heaven! Let still the woman take an elder than herself. For women are as roses, whose fair flower, being once displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas, that they are so, to die even when they to perfection grow.
Once more, Cesario, get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty lands. The parts that fortune hath bestowed upon her, tell her I hold as giddily as fortune. But 'tis that miracle and queen of gems that nature pranks her and attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, sir.
I cannot be so answered.
But you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for your love as great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her. You tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There is no woman's sides can bide the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. No woman's heart so big to hold so much. They lack retention. Alas, their love may be called appetite. But mine is all as hungry as the sea, and can digest as much. Make no compare between that love a woman can bear me, and that I owe Olivia.
Aye, but I know.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men may owe. In faith, they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter loved a man, as it might be, perhaps, were I a woman, I should your lordship.
And what's her history?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment like a worm in the bud feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy, she sat like Patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will, for still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of her love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house, and all the brothers too. And yet I know not. Sir, shall I to this lady?
Aye, that's the theme. To her in haste. Give her this jewel. Say, my love can give no place, bide no denay.
Come thy ways, Signor Fabian.
Nay, I'll come. If I lose a scruple of this sport, let me be biled to death with melancholy.
Wouldst thou not be glad to have the niggardly, racely sheep biter come by some notable shame?
I would exult, man. You know he brought me out of favor with my lady about a bear baiting here.
To anger him, we'll have the bear again, and we will fool him black and blue, shall we not, Sir Andrew?
And we do not at his pity of our lives.
Here comes the little villain. How now, my medal of India?
Get you three into the box tree. Malvolio's coming down this walk. He's been under yonder in the sun practicing behavior to his own shadow this half hour. Observe him. For the love of mockery. For I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Who's in the name of jesting? Lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
It's but fortune. All is fortune. Mariah once told me she did affect me. I've heard herself come thus near that should she fancy it, should be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with a more exalted respect than anyone else that follows her. What should I think on it?
Here's an overweening rogue.
Oh, peace. Contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. How he jets under his advanced plumes.
Slight, I could so beat the rogue.
Shh, peace, I say.
Oh, to be Count Malvolio.
Ah, rogue!
Pistol him!
Shh, peace, peace.
Look how imagination blows him.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state.
Oh, for a stone bow to hit him in the eye.
Calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I've left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone?
Oh, peace, peace.
And then to have the humor of state, and after a demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place, as I would they do theirs, to ask for my kinsman Toby.
Bolts and shackles?
Oh, peace, peace, peace. Now.
7 of my people with an obedient start make out for him. I frown the while, perchance wind my watch, play with some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to me.
Shall this fellow live?
Though our silence
Bend my hand to
with
him.
cars, yet peace.
Thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control.
Does not Toby take you a blow of the lips then?
Saying, cousin Toby, my fortunes, having cast me on your niece, grants me this prerogative of speech. You must amend your drunkenness.
Out, scab!
Hey,
Besides,
oh, we break the sinews of our plot.
you waste the treasure of your company with a foolish knight, one
That's me, I warrant you.
one Sir Andrew.
I knew 'twas I, for many do call me a fool.
Peace, peace.
What have we here?
Now is the woodcock near the gin.
Oh, peace. In the spirit of humor is intimate reading aloud to him.
By my life. This is my lady's hands. These be her very C's, her U's and T's. and thus she makes her great P's. This is, it is out of contempt of question her hand.
Her C's, her U's, and her T's? Why is that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes. By your leave, wax. Oh. And this, the impressure, her Lucrece, with which she uses to seal. 'Tis my lady. Oh. To whom should this be?
Persuades him, liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know. What follows this? The numbers altered. No man must know. If this should be thee, Malvolio. I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucrece knife with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life. M-O-A-I doth sway.
A fustian riddle.
Nay,
Excellent,
first,
wench. Say aye.
let me see. I may command where I adore. What? She may command me. I serve her. She is my lady. This is evident to any formal capacity. There's no obstruction in this. The end. What should that alphabetical position portend? M-O-A-I. M, Malvolio. M, that begins my name, M.
Did I not say he would work it out? The cur is excellent at faults.
But then there was no consonancy in the sequel. That suffers under probation. A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
And then
Aye,
comes
I'll
behind.
cudgel him and make him cry, oh.
M-O-A-I. Simulation is not as a former. Yet, to crush it a little, this would bend to me, for all those letters are in my name. Soft your fellow's prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble slough and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants, let thy tongue tang arguments of state. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say remember, go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. This is open. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered, and in this she manifests herself to my love and drives me to these habits of her liking. I thank my stars, I am happy. I will be strange. I will be stout in yellow stockings and cross-gartered. Jove and my stars be praised. Here's yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose, but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiles become thee well. Therefore, in my presence, still smile. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything thou will have me.
I will not give my part of this sport for a pension of thousands to be paid from the Safi.
I could marry this wench for this device.
So could I too.
And ask no other dowry with her, but such another jest.
Nor I neither.
Here comes my noble gull catcher.
Wilt thou set thy foot o' my neck?
Or o' mine either?
Why, thou hast put him in such a dream that when the image of it leaves him, he must run mad.
Nay, but say true. Does it work upon him?
Like aquavitae with a midwife.
If you will then, see the fruits of this sport mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and 'tis a color she abhors. And cross-gartered, a fashion she detests. and he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable to her disposition, being addicted to melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. If you will see it, follow me. To the gates of Tartar, thou most excellent devil of wit.
Make one too.
Music. Dost thou live by thy tabor?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Art thou a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I do live at my house, and my house doth stand by the church.
So thou mayst say the king lies by a beggar if a beggar dwell near him.
You have said, sir, to see this age.
Nay, that's certain. They that dally nicely with words may quickly make them wanton.
Indeed, words are very rascals, since bonds disgraced them.
Thy reason, man?
Troth, sir, I can yield you none without words, and words are grown so false I am loath to prove reason with them.
Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
Now, indeed, sir, the Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she be married. I am indeed not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
I saw thee late at the Count Orsino's.
A foolery, sir, does walk about the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I would be sorry, sir, but the fool should be as oft with your master as with my mistress. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, an thou pass upon me, I'll no more with thee. Hold, there's expenses for thee.
Now Jove, in his next commodity of hair, send thee a beard.
By my troth, I'll tell thee I am almost sick for one, though I would not have it grow on my chin. Is thy lady within?
My lady is within, sir. I will conster to them whence you come.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe the mood on whom he jests, the quality of persons and the time, and like the haggard, check at every feather that comes before his eye. This is a practice as full of labor as a wise man's art. For folly that he wisely shows is fit, but wise men folly fallen quite taint their wit.
Save you, gentlemen.
And you, sir.
Du vous garde, monsieur?
Et vous à souhait, votre serviteur.
I hope, sir, you are, and I am yours.
Will you encounter the house? My niece is desirous you should enter, if your trade be to her.
I am bound to your niece, sir. Oh, but we are prevented. Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens rain odors on you.
Use a rare courtier. Rain odors well.
My matter hath no voice, lady, but to your own most pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Odors? Pregnant and vouchsafed? I'll get 'em all three already.
Let the garden door be shut and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never merry world since lowly feigning was called compliment. You are servant to the Count Orsino, youth.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Well, by your leave, I pray you, I bade you never speak of him. But would you undertake another suit? I'd rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Your lady.
Oh, give me leave, I beseech you. I did send, after the last enchantment you did here, a ring in chase of you. So I did abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me you. Under your hard construction, I must sit to force that on you at a shameful cunning which you knew none of yours. What might you think? Have you not set mine honor at the stake, and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts that tyrannous heart can think? To one of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom, hides my heart, so let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That's a degree to love?
No, not agrees, for 'tis a vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies. Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me?
Stay, I prithee, tell me what thou think'st of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
And think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderer's guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of spring, by maidenhood, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee so, that maugre all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reason from this clause, for that I woo, thou therefore hast no cause. But rather reason thus with reason fetter. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By innocence I swear, and by my youth I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor never none shall mistress be of it, save I alone. And so adieu, good madam. Nevermore will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet come again, for thou mayest move that heart which now abhors to like his love.
No faith, I'll stay not a jot longer.
Thy reason, dear Benham, give thy reason.
You must needs yield your reason, Sir Andrew.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favors to the Count's serving than ever she bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard.
Did she see thee the while, old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
This was a great argument of love in her toward you.
Slife, will you make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir, upon the oaths of judgment and reason. She did show favor to the youth in your sight only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse valor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should then have accosted her, and with some excellent jests, fire new from the mint, you should have banged the youth into dumbness. This was looked for at your hand, and this was balked. The double guilt of this opportunity you let time wash off, and you are now sailed into the north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle on a Dutchman's beard, unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt either of valor or policy.
And if be any way, it must be with valor, for policy I hate.
Why then, build me thy fortunes upon the basis of valor. Challenge me the Count's youth to fight with him. Hurt him in 11 places. My niece shall take note of it, and assure thyself there is no love broker in the world can more prevail in man's commendation than with women than report of valor.
There is no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Will either of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go, write it in a marital hand. Be cursed and brief. It is no matter how witty, so it be eloquent and full of inventation. Taunt him with the license of ink. Go about it. Go.
This is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
I have been dear to him, lad. Some 2,000 strong or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but you'll not deliver it.
Never trust me then, and by all means stir on the youth to answer. I think oxen and wain ropes cannot hail them together. For Andrew, if he were opened and you find so much blood in his liver, as with clog of the foot of a flea, I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
And as opposite, the youth bears in his visage no great presage of cruelty.
Look where the youngest wren of mine comes.
If you desire the spleen, and will laugh yourselves into stitches. Follow me. Yond gull Malvolio is turned heathen, a very renegado. For there is no Christians that means to be saved by believing rightly can ever believe such impossible passages of grossness. He's in yellow stockings.
And crossed guarded?
Most villainously. He does obey every point of the letter that I dropped to betray him. He does smile his face into more lines than is in a map. You have not seen such a thing as this. I can hardly forbear hurling things at him. I know my lady will strike him. And if she do, he'll smile and take it for a great favor.
Come, bring us where he is.
I would not by my will have troubled you, but since you make your pleasure of your pains, I will no further chide you.
I could not stay behind you. My desire, more sharp than filed steel, did spur me forth, but jealousy what might befall your travel, being skillless in these parts, which to a stranger, unguided and unfriended, often prove rough and unhospitable. My willing love, the rather by these arguments of fear, set forth in your pursuit.
My kind Antonio, I can no other answer make but thanks, and ever oft good turns are shuffled off with such uncurrent pay. Shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodging.
I am not weary, and 'tis long tonight. I pray you, let us satisfy our eyes with the memorials and the things of fame that do renown this city.
Would you pardon me? I do not without danger walk these streets. Once in a sea fight against the count, his galleys, I did some service of such note indeed that were I taken here, it would scarce be answered.
Belike you slew a great number of his people?
The offense is not of such a bloody nature, albeit the quality of time and quarrel might well have given us bloody argument. It might have since been answered in repaying what we took from them, which for traffic's sake most of our city did, only myself stood out, for which if I be lapsed in this place I shall pay dear.
Do not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me. Hold, sir, here's my purse. In the south suburbs at the Elephant is best to lodge. I will bespeak our diet, and while you beguile the time and feed your knowledge with viewing of the town, there you shall have me.
Why I your purse?
Happily your eye shall light upon some toy you have desire to purchase, and your store, I think, is not for idle market, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer and leave you for an hour.
To the Elephant.
I do remember.
I have sent after him. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? I speak too loud. Where is Malvolio? He is sad and civil and suits well for a servant with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He's coming, madam, but in a very strange manner. He's sure possessed, madam.
Why, what's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam. He does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you if he come, for sure the man is tainted in his wits.
Go, call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be. How now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady!
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady. I could be sad. This does make some distemper of the blood, this cross gartering, but what of that? What pleases the eye of one.
How dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though. Yellow in my leg. It did come to his hands, and commands shall be executed. Mwah. 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 I think we do know the sweet Roman hands.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
Aye, sweetheart, I'll come to thee.
God comfort thee. Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hand so oft?
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great. Some achieve greatness. Some have greatness thrust upon them.
Heaven restore thee.
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings.
Thy yellow stockings?
And wish to see thee cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered?
Go to, thou art made if thou desirest to be so. If
Am
not,
made?
let me see thee a servant still.
Why, this is the very midsummer madness.
Madame, the young gentleman of the Count Faustino is returned. I could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where is my cousin Toby? Let some of my people have a special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half my dowry.
Oh, do you come near me now? No worse man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to that in the letter. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. I have lied her, but 'tis Jove's doing, and Jove is to be thanked. When she went away just now, let this fellow be looked to, fellow, not Malvolio, nor after my degree, but fellow. Everything adheres together. There's no dram of a scruple, no scruple of a scruple, no obstacle, no incredulous or unsafe circumstance. What can be said? Nothing that can become between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Well, Jove, not I, is the doer of this, and he is to be thanked.
Which way is he? In the name of sanctity, if all the devils of hell be drawn in little, and Legion himself possessed him, yet I'll speak to him.
Here he is. How is it with you, sir? How is it with you, man?
Go off! I discard you. Let me enjoy my private. Go off!
Oh, how hollow the fiend speaks within him. Did not I tell you, Sir Toby? My lady prays you take care of him.
No, does she so?
Go to. Peace. We must deal gently with him. Let me alone. How do you, Malvolio? How is't with you? What, man? defy the devil. Consider he's an enemy to mankind.
Get him to say his prayers, good Sir Toby. Get him to pray.
My prayers, Minx?
No, I warrant you, he will not hear of godliness.
Go hang yourselves! All. You are idle, shallow things. I am not of your elements. You shall know more presently.
It's possible.
If this were played upon stage now, I should condemn it as an improbable fiction.
It's very ingenious. Have taken the infection of the device man.
Nay, pursue him now, lest the device take air and taint.
Why, we shall make him mad indeed.
And the house will be the quieter.
Come, we'll have him in a dark room and bound. My niece is already in the belief that he's mad. We may carry it thus for our pleasure and his penance, till our very pastime, tired out of breath, prompt us to have mercy on him, at which time we will bring the device to the bar and crown thee for a finder of madmen. Butsy, Butsy!
More matter for a May morning.
Here's a challenge. Read it. I warrant there's vinegar and pepper in it.
Is it so saucy?
Ah, yes, ist. I warrant him. Do but read.
Give me. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Wonder not, nor admire not in thy mind why I do call thee so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note that keeps you from the blow of the law.
Thou comest to the Lady Olivia, and in my sight she uses thee kindly. I will waylay thee going home, where if it be thy chance to kill me.
Good.
Thou killest me like a rogue and a villain.
Still you keep of the windy side of the law. Good.
Fare thee well. And God have mercy upon one of our souls. He may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better. And so look to thyself, thy friend, as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy, Andrew Aguchi. If this letter move him not, his legs cannot. I'll give it to him.
You may have very fit occasion for it. He is now in some commerce with my lady, and will by and by depart.
Go, Sir Andrew, scout me for him at the corner of the orchard like a bumbaily. So soon as ever thou seest him, draw, and as thou drawest, swear horrible. Away!
Nay, let me alone for swearing.
Now, will not I deliver his letter? For the behavior of a young gentleman gives him out to be of good capacity and breeding. His employment between his lord and my niece confirms no less. Therefore, this letter being so excellently ignorant will breed no terror in the youth. He will find it comes from a clodpole. But, sir, I will deliver his challenge by word of mouth, set upon Aguchi a notable report of valor, and drive the gentleman, as I know his youth will aptly receive it, into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will so fright them both that they will kill one another by the look, like cockatrees.
Here he comes with your niece. Give them way till he take leave, and presently after him.
Here, wear this jewel for me. 'Tis my picture. Refuse it not, it hath no tongue to vex you. and I beseech you, come again tomorrow. What shall you ask of me that I'll deny, that honor saved may upon asking give?
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How with mine honor may I give him that which I have given to you?
With you.
Well, come again tomorrow. Fare thee well. A fiend like thee might bear my soul to hell.
Gentlemen, God save thee.
And you, sir.
That defense thou hast, betake thee to it. Of what nature the wrongs are thou hast done him, I know not, but thy interceptor, full of despite, bloody as the hunter, attends thee at the orchard end.
You mistake, sir. I am sure no man hath any quarrel to me. My remembrance is very free and clear from any image of offense done to any man.
You'll find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard, for your opposite hath in him what youth, strength, skill, and wrath can furnish man withal.
I pray you, sir, what is he?
He is a knight, dubbed with unhatched rapier, and on carpet consideration, but he is a devil in private brawl. Souls and bodies hath he divorced 3, and his incensement at this moment is so implacable that satisfaction can be none but by pangs of death and specular. Hobnob is his word. Give tour, take it.
I will return again into the house and desire some conduct of the lady. I am no fighter. I have heard of some kind of men that put quarrels purposely on others to taste their valor. Belike this is a man of that quirk?
Sir, no. His indignation derives itself out of a very competent injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire. Therefore on, or strip your sword stark naked, for meddle you must, that's certain, or forswear to wear iron about you.
This is as uncivil as strange. I beseech you, do me this courteous office as to know of the knight what my offense to him is. It is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I will do so. Signor Fabian, stay you by this gentleman till my return.
Pray you, sir, do you know of this matter?
I know the knight is incensed against you, even to a mortal arbitrament, but nothing of the circumstance more.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
He is indeed, sir, the most skillful, bloody, and fatal opposite that you could possibly have found in any part of Illyria. Will you walk towards him? I will make your peace with him if I can.
I shall be much bound to you for it. I am one that had rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not who knows so much of my mettle.
Why, man, he's a very devil! I had a pass with him, rapier, scabbard, and all, and he gives me the stuck-in with such a mortal motion that it is inevitable. He prays you as surely as your feet hit the ground they step on.
Pox on it, I'll not meddle with him.
But he will not now be pacified. Fabian can scarce hold him yonder.
Plague on it, and I thought he had been valiant and so cunning in fence. I didn't see him damn it ere I'd have challenged him. Let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse.
I'll make the motion. Stand here, make a good show on it. This shall end without the predation of souls. Marry, I'll ride your horse as I ride you. I have his horse to take up the quarrel. I have persuaded him the youth's a devil.
He is as horribly conceited of him, and pants and looks pale as if a bear were at his heels.
There is no remedy, sir. He will fight with you for oath's sake. Marry, he hath better bethought him of his quarrel, and he finds that now scarce to be worth talking of. Therefore, draw for the supportance of his vow. He protests he will not hurt you.
Pray God defend me. A little thing would make me tell them how much I lack a man.
Give ground if you see him furious.
Come, Sir Andrew, there's no remedy. The gentleman will, for his honor's sake, have one bout with you, but he has promised me, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, he will not hurt you. Come on, do it.
Pray God he keep his oath.
I do assure you 'tis against my will.
Put up your sword. If this young gentleman have done offense, I take the fault on me. If you offend him, I for him defy you.
You, sir, what are you?
One, sir, that for his love dares you do more than you have heard him brag to you he will.
Nay, if you be an undertaker, I am for you.
Oh, good Sir Toby, hold. Here come the officers.
This is the man. Do thy office.
Antonio, I arrest thee at the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir, no jot. I know your favor well, though now you have no sea cap on your head. Take him away. He knows I know him well.
I must obey. This comes with seeking you, but there's no remedy. I shall answer it. What will you do now my necessity makes me to ask you for my purse? It grieves me much more for what I cannot do for you than what befalls myself. You stand amazed, but be of comfort.
Come, sir, away.
I must entreat you some of that money.
What money, sir? For the fair kindness you have showed me here, in part being prompted by your present trouble, out of my lean and low ability, I'll lend you something. My having is not much. I'll make division of my present with you. Hold, there's half my coffer.
Will you deny me now? Is it possible that my deserts to you can lack persuasion? Do not tempt my misery, lest it make me so unsound a man as to upbraid you with these kindnesses that I have done for you.
Of none, nor know I you by voice or any feature.
Oh, heavens themselves.
Come, sir, I pray you go.
Let me speak a little. This youth that you see here, I snatched one half out of the jaws of death, relieved him with such sanctity of love, and to his image, which methought did promise more venerable worth, did I devotion.
What's that to us? Time goes by, away.
But oh, how vile and idle proves this God. Thou hast, Sebastian, done good feature shame. In nature there's no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind. Virtue is beauty, but the beauty is evil. Our empty trunks are flourished by the devil.
The man grows mad. Away with him. Come, sir.
Lead me on.
Methinks his words do fly from such passion that he believes himself. So do not I. Prove true, imagination, oh, prove true that I, dear brother, be now ta'en for you.
Come hither, knight. Come hither, Fabian. We'll whisper o'er a couplet or two, most sage ways.
He named Sebastian. I, my brother, know yet living in my glass. Even such and so in favor was my brother, and he went still in this fashion, color, ornament. For him I imitate. Oh, if it prove tempests are kind and salt waves fresh in love.
A very dishonest paltry boy, and more a coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in leaving his friend here in necessity and denying him. And for his cowardship, ask Fabian.
A coward, a most devout coward, religious in it.
Slittle after him again and beat him.
Do, cuff him soundly, but never draw thy sword.
And I do not.
Come, let's see the event.
I dare lay any money. 'Twill be nothing yet.
Go to, thou art a foolish fellow. Let me be clear of thee.
Well held out,
i' faith. No, I do not know you, nor I am not sent to you by my lady to bid you come speak with her, nor your name is not Master Cesario, nor this is not my nose, neither. Nothing that is so is so.
I prithee, vent thy folly somewhere else. Thou knowest not me.
Vent my folly. I prithee now, ungird thy strangeness, and tell me what I shall vent to my lady. Shall I vent to her that thou art coming?
I prithee, foolish Greek, depart from me. There's money for thee. If you tarry any longer, I shall give worse payment.
By my troth, thou hast an open hand.
Now, sir, have I met you again? There's for you.
Oh! Ow! Why, there's for thee.
Ah!
And there.
Ah!
And there. Are all the people mad?
Hold, sir, or I'll throw your dagger o'er the house.
This will I tell my lady straight. I would not be in some of your coats for 2 pence.
Come on, sir. Hold.
Hey,
Nay, let him alone. I'll go another way to work with him. I'll have an action of battery against him if there be any law in Illyria. Though I struck him first, yet it's no matter for that.
let go thy hand. I will be free from thee. What wouldst thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? What? Nay then, I must have an ounce or 2 of this malapert blood from you.
Hold! Toby, on thy life I charge thee, hold!
Madam?
Thus, ungracious wretch! Fit for the mountains and the barbarous caves where manners ne'er were preached, out of my sight! Be not offended, dear Cesario, roads be gone! I prithee, gentle friend, let thy fair wisdom, not thy passion sway in this uncivil and unjust extent against thy peace. Go with me to my house, and hear thou there how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath watched up, that thou thereby mayst smile at this. Thou shalt not choose but go. Do not deny, beshrew his soul for me, started one more heart of mine in thee.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or I am mad, or else this is a dream. Let fancy still my sense and let me sleep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I prithee, wouldst thou be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh. Say so, and so be.
What was that?
Nay, I prithee, put this gown on and this beard. Make him believe that thou art Sir Topaz, the curate. Do it quickly. I'll call Sir Toby the whilst.
Well, I'll put it on and I will dissemble myself in it. And I would I were the first that ever dissembled in such a gown. The competitors enter.
Jove, bless thee, Master Parson.
Buenos dias, Sir Toby.
To him, Sir Topaz.
What ho, I say? Peace
The-
in this prison.
The knave counterfeits well. A good knave.
Who calls there?
Sir Topaz the curate, who comes to visit Malvolio the lunatic.
Topaz. Good, Sir Topaz. Go to my lady and.
Out, hyperbolical fiend! How vexest thou this man? Talkest thou nothing but of ladies?
Sir Topaz, never was man thus wronged. Good, Sir Topaz, do not think I am mad. They have laid me here in hideous
Sigh,
darkness.
thou dishonest Satan! Sayest thou that house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topaz.
Why, it hath bay windows transparent as barricadoes, and the clarest mysteries towards the south north are as lustrous as ebony, and yet complainest thou of obstruction?
I am not mad, Sir Topaz. I say to you that this house is dark.
Oh, madman, thou errest. I say there is no darkness but ignorance, in which thou art more puzzled than the Egyptians in their fog.
I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell. And I say there was never man thus so abused. I am no more mad than thou art.
Fare thee well. Remain thou still in darkness.
What? No, Sir Topaz! Sir Topaz!
My most exquisite Sir Topaz.
Nay, I am for all waters.
Thou mightest have done this without thy beard and gown. He sees you not.
To him in thine own voice, and bring me word how thou finds him. I would we were well rid of this knavery. If he may be conveniently delivered, I would he were, for I am now so far in offense with my niece that I cannot pursue any safety this sport, that upshot. Come by and by to my chamber.
Hey, Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how thy lady died.
Fool!
My lady is unkind,
Fool!
alas,
Fool!
so.
Fool, I say!
Who calls, huh?
Good, fool, as ever thou wilt deserve well at my hands. Help me to a candle and pen, ink, and paper. As I am a gentleman, I will live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio?
Aye, good fool, yes!
Alas, sir, how fell you besides your 5 wits?
Fool, there was never man so notoriously abused. I am as well in my wits, fool, as thou art.
Oh, but as well, then you are mad indeed, if you be no better in your wits than a fool.
They have here propertied me, kept me in darkness, send ministers to me, asses, and do all they can to face me out of my wits.
Advise you what you say. The minister is here.
Malvolio, Malvolio, thy wits the heavens restore. Endeavor thyself to sleep, and leave thy vain bibble-babble.
Sir Topaz!
Maintain no words with him, good fellow.
Who, I, sir? Oh, not I, sir. God buy you, good Sir Topaz.
Mary, amen.
I will, sir, I will.
Fool? Fool? Fool, I say, fool.
Oh, alas, sir, be patient. What say you, sir? I am shent for speaking to you.
Good fool. Some ink, paper, and a light, and convey what I will set down to my lady. It shall advantage thee more than ever the bearing of letter did.
I will help you to it. But tell me true, are you not mad indeed, or do you
Believe me, I am not mad. I tell thee true.
Nay, I'll ne'er believe a madman till I see his brains. I will fetch you light and paper and ink.
Fool, I'll requite it in the highest degree. I prithee, be gone.
No, I am gone, sir, and anon, sir.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me, I do feel it and see it, and though 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Where is Antonio then? Cannot find him at the Elephant. His counsel now might do me good. For though my soul disputes well with my sense that this may be some error, but no madness, yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes and wrangle with my reason that persuades me to any other trust but that I am mad, or else the lady's mad. Yet if it were so, she could not sway her house, command her followers, take and give back affairs in their dispatch with such a smooth, discreet, and stable bearing as I perceive she does. There's something in it that is deceivable, but here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine. If you mean well, now go with me and with this holy man into the chantry by. There before him and underneath that consecrated roof, plight me the full assurance of your faith, that my most jealous and too doubtful heart may live at peace. He shall conceal it, whiles you are willing it shall come to know what time we will our celebration keep, according to my birth. What do you say?
I'll follow this good man and go with you, and having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good father, and heavens so shine that they may fairly note this act of mine.
Now, as thou lovest me, let me see his letter.
Good Master Fabian, grant me another request.
Anything.
Do not desire to see this letter.
This is to give a dog, and in recompense desire my dog again.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friends?
Aye, sir, we are some of her trappings.
I know thee well. How dost thou, my good fellow?
Truly, sir, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Just the contrary. The better for thy friends.
No, sir, the worse.
How can that be?
No, marry, sir, they praise me and make an ass of me. Now my foes tell me plainly I am an ass, so that by my foes, sir, I profit in the knowledge of myself, and by my friends I am abused.
Why, this is excellent.
By my troth, sir, no, though it please you to be one of my friends.
Thou shalt not be the worse for me. There's gold.
Here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That face of his I do remember well, yet when I saw it last, it was besmeared as black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. A bobbling vessel was he captain of, for shallow draught and bulk unprizable, with which such scatheful grapple did he make with the most noble bottom of our fleet, that very envy and the tongue of loss cried fame and honor on him. What's the matter?
Orsino, this is that Antonio that took the Phoenix and her fraught from Candy. Here in the streets, desperate of shame and state, in private bravil did we apprehend him.
He did me kindness, sir, drew on my side, but in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not what 'twas, but distraction.
Notable pirate, thou saltwater thief, what foolish boldness brought thee to their mercies, whom thou, in terms so bloody and so dear, hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess on basin ground enough Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither. That most ungrateful boy there by your side, from the rude seas enraged and foamy mouth did I redeem. A raft past hope he was. His life I gave him, and did thereto add my love, without retention or restraint, all in his dedication. For his sake did I expose myself, pure for his love, into the danger of this adverse town, drew to defend him when he was beset, where being apprehended his false cunning taught him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing. While one would wink, denied me mine own purse, which I had recommended to his use not half an hour before.
Can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord, and for 3 months before, not interim, not a moment's vacancy, both day and night did we keep company.
Here comes the Countess! Now heaven walks on earth. But for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. 3 months this youth hath tended upon me, but more of that anon. Take him away.
What would my lord but that he may not have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable? Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Madam?
Gracious Olivia!
What do you say, Cesario? Good my lord.
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it be aught to the old tune, my lord, it is as fat and fulsome to mine ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel?
Still so constant, lord.
What, to perverseness? You uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my soul the faithfullest offerings hath breathed out that ere devotion tendered, what shall I do?
Even what it please my lord that shall become him.
Why should I not, had I the heart to do it? Like to the Egyptian thief at point of death, kill what I love? A savage jealousy that sometimes savors nobly. But hear me this, since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and that I partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favor, live you the marble-breasted tyrant still. But this your minion, whom I know you love, and whom by heaven I swear I tender dearly, him will I tear out of that cruel eye where he sits crowned in his master's spite. Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are ripe in mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love to spite a raven's heart within a dove.
And I, most jocund, apt, and willingly to do you rest 1,000 deaths would die.
Where goes Cesario?
Him I love, more than I love these eyes, more than my life, more by all the mores than e'er I shall love wife. If I do fain, you witnesses above punish me for tainting of my love.
I me, detested! How I am beguiled!
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Has it been so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come away.
Whither, my lord? Cesario? Husband, stay!
Husband?
Aye, husband, can he that deny?
Her husband, Sirrah?
No, my lord, not I.
Alas, it is the baseness of thy fear that makes thee strangle thy propriety. Fear not, dear Cesario, take thy fortunes up, be that thou knowest thou art, and then thou art, as great as that thou fearest. Oh, welcome, Father, I charge thee, by thy reverence, here to unfold, what thou dost know hath newly passed between this youth and me.
A contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by the mutual joinder of your hands, attested by the holy close of lips, strengthened by the interchangement of your rings. All the ceremony of this compact, sealed in my function by my testimony, since when my watch hath told me toward my grave, I have traveled with 2 hours.
Oh, thou dissembling cub! What wilt thou be when time hath sowed a grizzle on thy case? Or will not else thy craft so quickly grow that thine own trip shall be thine overthrow? Farewell, and take her, but direct thy feet where thou and I henceforth may never meet.
My lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Hold little faith thou hast too much fear. For the love of God, a surgeon! Send one presently to Sir Toby. What's the matter? Has broke my head across and has given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb too. For the love of God, your help! Who has done this, Sir Andrew? The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he's the very devil incarnate.
My gentleman, Cesario?
Oh, it's lifelings, here he is! You broke my head for nothing, and that I did. I was set on to do it by Sir Toby!
What? Speak to me, I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I bespake you fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxcomb be a hurt, you have hurt me. Here comes Sir Toby Halding. You shall hear more.
How now, gentlemen? How is't with you?
That's all one. Has hurt me. And there's the N on it. Sot! Did see Dick Surgeon Sot?
No, he's drunk, Sir Toby. An hour agone, his eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
Then he's a rogue and a passy measure paven. I hate a drunken rogue.
Away with him. Who hath made this havoc with them?
I'll help you, Sir Toby, because we'll be dressed together.
Will you help?
Get him to bed. Let his heart be looked to.
I am sorry, madam. I have hurt your kinsman, but had it been the brother of my blood, I must have done no less with wit and safety. You throw a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Pardon thee, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and two persons. A natural perspective that is and is not.
Antonio! Oh, my dear Antonio, how have the hours racked and tortured me since I lost thee?
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in two has not more twin than these two creatures. Which is Sebastian?
Most wondrous.
Do I stand there? I never had a brother, nor can there be that deity in my nature of here and everywhere. I had a sister whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What countryman, what name, what parentage?
Of Messalene. Sebastian was my father, such a Sebastian was my brother too. So when he suited to his watery tomb, if spirits can assume both form and suit, you come to frighten us.
A spirit I am indeed, but am in that dimension grossly clad, which from the womb I did participate. Were you a woman as the rest goes even, I should my tears let fall upon your cheek and say, thrice welcome, drowned Viola.
If nothing lets to make us happy both, but this my masculine usurped attire, do not embrace me until each circumstance of place, time, fortune do cohere and jump that I am Viola, which to confirm I'll bring you to a captain in this town where lie my maiden weeds, by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble count. All the occurrence of my fortune since have been between this lady and this lord.
So comes it, lady, you have been mistook, but nature to her bias drew in that you would have been contracted to a maid, nor are you therein by my life deceived. You are betrothed both to a maid and a man.
Be not amazed. Right noble is his blood. If this be so, as yet the glass seems true, I shall have share in this most happy wrack. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times, thou never shouldst love woman like to me.
And all those sayings will I overswear, and all those swearings keep as true in soul as doth the orbed continent the fire that severs day from night.
Give me thy hand, and let me see thee in thy woman's weeds.
The captain that did bring me first on shore hath my maid's garments. He, upon some action, is now in durance at Malvolio's suit, a gentleman and follower of my lady's.
He shall enlarge him. Fetch Malvolio hither. Oh, and yet, at last, I now remember me. They say, poor gentleman, he's much distract. A most extracting frenzy of mine own, from my remembrance clearly banished his. How does he, sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at the stave's end, as well as a man in his case may do. It has here read a letter to you.
Open it and read it.
Look then to be well edified when the fool delivers the madman. By the Lord, madam!
How now, art thou mad?
No, madam, I do but read madness. And your ladyship will have it as it ought to be. You must allow vox.
Read it you, sirrah.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me to the semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not, but to do myself much right were you much shame. Think of me as you please. I leave my duty a little unthought of and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
This savors not much of distraction. See him delivered, Fabian. Bring him hither. My lord, so please you, these things further thought on, to think me as well a sister as a wife. One day shall crown the alliance on it, so please you, here at my house and at my proper cost. Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. Your master quits you, and for your service done him, so much against the metal of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding, and since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this time be your master's mistress.
A sister, you are she.
Is this the madman?
Aye, my lord, this same. How now, Malvolio?
Madam, you've done me wrong. Notorious wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you, peruse that letter. You must not now deny it as your hand. Write from it, if you can, in hand, or phrase, or say 'tis not your seal, nor your invention. You can do none of this. Grant it then, and tell me why, in the modesty of honor you have given me such clear lights of favor, bade me come smiling and cross-guarded to you, to put on yellow stockings and to frown upon Sir Toby and the lighter people, and acting this in an obedient hope. Why? Why have you suffered me to be imprisoned, kept in a dark house, visited by the priest, and made the most notorious geck and gold that e'er invention played on? Tell me why?
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing, though I confess much like the character, but out of question 'tis Mariah's hand. And now I do bethink me it was she first told me thou wast mad, then camest in smiling and in such forms which here were presupposed upon me in the letter. Prithee, be content. This practice hath most shrewdly passed upon thee. But when we know the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both the plaintiff and the judge of thine own cause.
Good madam, hear me speak. And let no quarrel nor no brawl to come taint the condition of this present hour, which I have wondered at. In hope it shall not, most freely I confess, myself and Toby set this device against Malvolio here. Maria writ the letter at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her. How with a sportful malice it was followed may rather pluck on laughter than revenge, if that the injuries be justly weighed that have on both sides passed.
Alas, poor fellow, how they have baffled thee.
And thus the whirligig of time brings in his revenges.
Your revenge on the whole pack of you.
He hath been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him and entreat him to a peace. Meantime, sweet sister, we will not part from hence. Cesario, come, for so you shall be while you are a man. But when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress, and his fancy's queen.
When that I was and a little tiny boy, with hey-ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish thing was but a toy, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came to man's estate, with hey-ho, the wind and the rain, 'gainst knaves and thieves men shut their gate, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came, alas, to wive, with hey-ho, the wind and the rain, by swaggering could I never thrive, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came unto my beds, with hey-ho, the wind and the rain, with toss but still had drunken heads, for the rain it raineth every day. A great while ago the world begun with hey ho, the wind and the rain, but that's all one. Our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every day.
Thank you for watching Hold Space Theater Collective's virtual production of Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare. For information on our upcoming productions, please like our Facebook page.